Howdy YouTube fam, we are here in 2021 and with the new year I am trying to bring you guys some upgrades. Some of you may know how I ended my 2020 season, and I ended it by taking the month of December and not playing any rounds. I did this for a few reasons, but one of them was to try to avoid falling back into bad habits, which is honestly a practice that we should all carry into every area of our life this year. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's go for that. The reason that I did this was I wanted to take time putting. I promised myself I would putt at least 200 times a day to try and gain confidence on the putting green. And some days that went really well, and other days, well, going city. But my number one goal was to gain confidence on the putting green. Next, I wanted to look at my form. I would spend time analyzing the minute details of my throw. I would record myself throwing into a field, shot after shot after shot. I would record myself throwing into a net because I wanted to just get the reps in and build that muscle memory for the right throw with the different strokes. And sometimes, well, I was lazy and I didn't want to set up the net, so I just did my stroke without throwing discs or anything like that, using a flight towel, whatever I had available to me. I also wanted to spend time working on upshots, throwing upshots from 150 feet, 100 feet, 200, 250, or from a varying degree of distances, because I wanted to know that when I stepped up to an upshot that I am going to put this within range. The next thing I did was I got very familiar with my bag. I tried out tons of different discs and I tried to learn what distances I could throw these discs so that going into the new year, I would be able to know, hey, this is what's working for me, and I can throw a Felon 300 feet. I can throw my Lone Howl X amount of feet. I wanted to have familiarity with my discs, and knowing I was heading back to a mixed bag, I wanted to make sure that I was so confident in what I was taking into the 2021 season. So after 30 days, I had to ask myself the big question: was it worth it? So I went out to the course and I played the exact same course that was the last round I played before I started the 30-day game changer plan. Now, if you're not familiar with anything I've been talking about so far with the 30-day game changer plan, you can check out the video that's going to be right here. It's going to tell you everything about my program, and it's also going to include the modifications I've made, which was mostly to cardio. So what were the results? Did I actually improve? Did I get worse? What did I learn while I was out there? Let's dive in and see the lessons learned, because let's be real, guys, 2021, it's not new year, new me. It's new year, best me. So when reworking my form, one of the first things I noticed was some sneaky distance that I gained because I wasn't rotating my shoulders all the way back from my throw. I was kind of half throwing, not engaging my hips. The picture on the left is my drive after the 30-day game changer challenge, and there's a few things that I want to point out on how much easier that shot was. The first thing is notice how close my feet are on the right before I started analyzing my throw. There is zero power that's going to come out of those hips because they're not able to engage with my throw. Leaning forward a little bit, stepping out to that foot, and allowed me to gain at least 50 more feet on throws. The next thing I noticed is that at the end of my throws, I was sort of falling over after my shot because I was trying to over-rotate rather than throwing everything I had into the shot. And I don't mean trying to crank on it and hit it with too much power. Notice the balance that I have at the end of that. Another example of this that's going to show why this happens is because I believe I was just running into my shots. I needed to slow down. I'm going to slow this shot down and notice this is the same disc being thrown on the same line, and how much easier it was A, to hit my line, but B, how much faster I run into the shot. You don't have to run into a shot in order to throw a shot far. When you throw a 10 speed, you probably shouldn't throw it the same way that you throw a 5 speed mid-range. Trying to adjust how I was throwing to the discs actually created more distance easier. Also, even when I wasn't going for big hyzers, just trying to go straight, on the one on the right, it did get into that gap, but I don't know that I could repeat that. Another thing I worked on a lot was upshots and knowing my bag and what distances I could throw certain discs. I came up to this shot and I knew this was the perfect shot for my Cayman because it needed more distance than my pig might give me. This is what the same throw was, trying to throw my pig as hard as I could, as far as I could. Notice it looks pretty good and I cranked on that thing, but I'm still gonna be 30 to 40 feet short as opposed to my other upshot, which allowed me to have like an 8 to 10 foot putt. When I walked up to upshots, I had complete confidence that I was gonna land near the basket. And the reason is I was able to take so much pressure off of my upshots because I practiced them a ton. I threw over 800 upshots during this time. Putting confidence is the key to great upshots.
Just do it!
Even if you get a little lucky sometimes. Because I had the confidence on the putting green, it all transcends from there. I don't have to park my upshots because I know I can make putts and run big putts. I don't have to worry about getting in good position for upshots on my drives, which takes pressure off of there. Gaining confidence on the putting green, even if you just do these 200 putts a day, is going to drastically improve your game. Now, this was a hole before I did the 30-day game changer plan as well as my score. 7 under is nothing to laugh at, and honestly, I'm pretty happy with it, but I did get a bogey and some of those birdies were tough to get. After the 30-day game changer plan, I was able to shave off 3 strokes, and most of those birdies were drop-in birdies. Now, 3 strokes may not seem like, oh man, that's totally crazy. And maybe it's not 3 strokes for you. Maybe you'll gain even more strokes off of your score. Or maybe you're just gonna find confidence in things that you had no confidence in before. And if that's the case, I'm pretty confident that taking 30 days off to just grind and really hone in your game is 100% worth it. I cannot wait for the 2021 season, and I believe that you could have the same confidence. I don't want this just to be another year where we get out there and we're just like, oh wow, we're back on the grind. I hope this year's better. Take control. Let's not be passerbys. Let's not just be watchers of people succeeding in 2021. I want us as a channel, as a community, to make 2021 our year. There's only one way to get better, and that's to get out there and start playing. So I don't want to stand in your way. I want to leave you with what you're going to get a ton of this year. So say it with me, 2021. We're going to leave you with the birdie.